All I need is one mic, one beat, one stage, one person front, my face on the front page. Only if I had one love, one girl and one crib, one God to show me how to do things his son did. Pure, like a cup of virgin blood, mixed with 151.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. First thing I wanted to do real quick is just give you guys an update on the show format. Every week, every Sunday, we're still going to be a review. It's going to be a fragrance review every Sunday. And then during the week, on a Wednesday or Thursday, something like that, I'm going to do a quick shave product mention. And or just a men's bathroom product mention. So like that's when the other stuff will be talked about. Hair gels, shaving creams, deodorants, razors, stuff like that. And that way I figure I'll give both sides of my crowd a little something to look forward to. The fragrance reviews for my fragrance heads and the shaving stuff for my wet shavers. And the wet shaving shows are going to be a little bit shorter than the fragrance shows. I'm not going to rate everything on that show. I'm probably just going to say whether you should buy, try, or pass on a product. But that way you'll get 2 shows a week, and you know, a shorter one and a longer one, and hopefully that will make both sets happy. And it's going to be more work for me, but you know, it's what I love doing, and my subscribers seem to really enjoy them, so I figure I'll do the 2 shows a week. Now, when I first decided I was going to do these reviews and go from observer to someone commenting and rating, I knew there were sort of rites of passage scents that everyone had to review. And for me, when I was watching, the ones that seemed to be the rite of passage scents were four fragrances. Black Afghano by Nasamato, Pure Malt by Mugler, Jubilation 25 by Amouage, and Aventus by Creed. And I've gotten my nose on all 4. I own huge decants of 2 and full bottles of the 2 others. So eventually I will get around to every single one of these. But obviously this week we're going to be doing Creed's Aventus. And I got to tell you guys, I've sort of been dreading doing this show. Why do I dread it? Well, it's going to be made abundantly clear to you later in the episode, but first let me give you some background on this fragrance. Anyone who watched my earlier videos could sort of see that I had a not so great impression of Creed. I kind of thought it was overrated and not worth the money, and then I really spent some time exploring the brand because so many reviewers that I love were so high in it, and I thought something must be wrong with me. So I ordered decants, visited the boutique, spent time with Rodney, and walked through the line. I know it's Rodney because of Al's videos. Street scents represent all day, every day, like the Weather Channel. And they were great to me in the store. They know their products. They make you feel at home and welcome. And Creed offers a great retail experience. And honestly, for what they charge, they should. So in exploring the line, I realized there were some fragrances that I liked, namely Tweed, Virgin Island Water, Silver Mountain Water, and Royal Oud. And I was in the boutique. Rodney said, I want you to try Aventus. And of course, I was cognizant of the hype machine that this scent generated, and therefore didn't want to get sucked in. But I smelled it and liked it. It smelled very fresh. I got that smoked pineapple and apple note. I said, yeah, this is pretty good, but $315, not so much. So I purchased a decant, and I was really pleased with it. And I watched more videos on Aventus, and it made more top 10 lists, and I sort of said, yeah, I'm going to get this one. Now, Aventus, I've already explained the history of Creed and their status as the A1 house, and all that information is all over the web, and you can find more in my Green Irish Tweed video. Aventus, I believe, is their newest scent, available in the 4-ounce size, because Royal Oud is only available in the 2.5. It's certainly one of their newest, except maybe for the Flacon exclusives. It was released in 2010, composed by Olivier Creed. Retail is 4 ounces for $315, 2.5-ounce bottle $260, and a 1-ouncer for $155. It's also available in 2 Flacon sizes for major paper. Discount sites have gotten their hands on this, and the 4-ounce bottle can be had for $200, and you don't have to worry about getting a 6 or 7-year-old bottle because it's only been around since 2002. I got my bottle from FragranceNet for $200. The scent is supposed to celebrate strength, power, vision, and success. It was inspired by a historic emperor. They don't say which one. I think it was Napoleon. And they say an emperor who waged war, peace, and romance on horseback. I don't know what that means. It's a bit oxymoronic, but that's their description. Box is really nice. You could take a look at it. You know, a little different than Creed other boxes. You've got this mirrored metal material sort of here. Information on the back. Bottle's the same old beautiful Creed bottle. Sort of a paper here. Batch code is really, really faint on the bottom. You can probably see it. It's got that just death spray atomizer that Creed is famous for. And, you know, this is the real deal bottle. This is not a bootleg. Batch code matches the bottle and the box. It comes with the heavy pamphlet. It's got the, you know, the white ring around the atomizer. So, you know, let's just first of all know that I'm reviewing an authentic Creed product. And we already talked about how you have to watch out for that. And so let's get that out of the way right now. Now, top notes on this fragrance are going to be black currant, bergamot, French apples, and royal pineapple. Middle notes are going to be rose, birch, jasmine, and patchouli. And base notes are musk, oak moss, vanilla, and their signature ambergris for that Creed freshness. Now, here is the problem for me. The rub, the flying, the ointment, or as Christopher Moltisanti says, the flying ointment, the beef, the Tupac Biggie, the 50 Cent Ja Rule, the Joe Budden consequence. All of those notes are really dependent on one specific thing, and that is batch code. What does that mean? Well, there's a huge raging debate on fragrance websites as to whether different batches of Creed will smell differently from others. That is to say, there is varied quality and strength of notes in different batches. Some people say that's a myth, others say no way, no how. Others believe it, and I was sort of on the way to the know-how train, because how could a company as well respected and acclaimed as Creed not be consistent in their product? That would be ridiculous. But now, after smelling my batch of Aventus, I think I might believe it. And just so you guys know, we're talking about batch A4B1 to J01. So that's the batch number. Now, I watched Al's video with Lewis at Creed, and Lewis made the point that when you use fresh ingredients and less synthetics, it's harder to produce a consistent product. The same way you might buy a pineapple from one fruit stand and it will smell different in another, or taste different at another, and that's a good point, and that's true, and that's how Lewis sort of explained batch variation, but he didn't really go so far as to say that it exists. He just gave an explanation as to why people say it exists. And now at this point, I think it's very real and it does exist, and you cannot say otherwise, because I get none of the pineapple that I smelled in the boutique, and that was in my decant as well. And a lot of that smoky ashtray vibe is in my scent, and I'm beyond disappointed. You know, my friend Raj, another reviewer out in England, great guy, very good nose, we have very similar tastes. He said in one of his videos that life is too short to hunt down Creed batch codes when you have houses like Amouage and Frederic Malle and Serge Louton making consistently excellent products with little to no variation at all. And I'm very disappointed about this. Now, you might say, Max, why'd you buy it without knowing what batch code you're getting? It's your fault for not picking it up at a boutique or a licensed reseller like Lucky Scent. And to that, I would say, surely you're joking. You're shitting me. I don't give any credence, pun intended, to the batch variation conspiracy. I didn't give any credence, is what I mean to say. Because when you're charging $315 or $200, even on a discount level, that product had better be stellar, and there better be some serious quality control that Creed seems to be severely lacking. I'm actually shocked. And at first I said maybe I'm crazy and I'm being swayed by the power of suggestion, but I did some blind testing with people at my job, two of which who know about as much as fragrances as Kim Kardashian knows about molecular biology, and none of them could pick up the pineapple in my large bottle that was present in the decant. Now, if you go on Creed's website, they'll basically tell you they can't vouch for products that are not sold in boutiques or in their special few licensed spots, like, you know, Bergdorf, Neiman Marcus, Lucky Scent, places like that. And someone on their blog asked about other sites like Amazon, and Creed responded to it with this quote: "Thank you for this question. For guaranteed authentic free products, clients are earnestly advised to go to these 3 places. Thank you for reading." To me, that's an awful way to stand behind your product. Let me tell you a quick story about another brand. I have a friend, right, who in high school, his thing was he would rob people's North Face jackets. I believe he's now a nicer person, but that was a big thing in Manhattan where I grew up. People would just get robbed for the North Face jackets. And this friend robbed someone's North Face jacket, and like 5 years later, it was a Mountain Light North Face jacket, the ones that used to be like $400. I don't think they make them anymore. And so he robbed it, and when we were in school, college, I went to college with him, 4 years later, he ripped it. The hood, it ripped above the hood. And someone had told him that North Face has a lifetime guarantee behind their products. So he was like, whatever, I might as well take a chance. He sent it in with a letter, you know, saying, this jacket ripped, I didn't think it would rip. I heard there's a lifetime guarantee. And he got a package back that had the North Face in it, brand new North Face in it. Same model, they must have had it in their vault, I don't think they're making it anymore, and a letter saying that it was a lifetime guarantee and they stand behind their product. They didn't say where'd you get it from. Did you get it from EMS or little Joey Holloway's back? They just replaced it for him. And I said, damn, there's a company that keeps it real. And I have to tell you, as a brand, I'm disappointed in Creed. And I had plans to get 3 more bottles of Creed products. Silver Mountain Water, Virgin Island Water, and Royal Oud. But I'm really not that sure that I want to play fragrance roulette with $200 or $300. Now, maybe next you'll say, well, Max, I was probably sitting on a shelf for 2 years in Dubai. What do you expect? I don't know, that it would smell like other bottles, that Creed cares about all of their customers equally around the world and the reputation of their brand. What if I went to the boutique and the tester batch wasn't the batch in the box? Would that still be my fault? You will in no way whatsoever be able to convince me that batch variation is a good thing. Imagine you ordered a tie of someone at work that you liked. You loved his tie. You ordered an identical one online, and it was a different shade of the color it was. You'd go berserk. And don't tell me it's different with fragrances or natural products. I go to Chinatown often for lunch. I get pho, which is a Vietnamese soup that includes beef round, rice noodles, Thai basil, cilantro, chili paste, lime, bean sprouts. Every goddamn time it tastes the same, and a big-ass bowl of it costs less than $5. It tastes the same in winter as it does in the spring. So if a little hole in the wall on Mott Street can consistently make a broth with 20 different ingredients, but the quote-unquote best fragrance house in the world can't get their flagship $300 fragrances to smell alike, that reflects very poorly on Creed for me. Now, with all that said, this isn't a bad fragrance. Even the batch that I'm unhappy with is still pretty good. It's got that Singer ambergris freshness that allows all Creed products to shine. They're very lucky they figured out how to continue getting a supply of that and use it consistently. My batch of this is someone I can see wearing who has no idea about high-end or niche fragrances but thinks they do and want to have an expensive bottle, like a Derek Zoolander character, no offense to Creed, or any of you Aventus lovers out there. To me, to wear this is 3 sprays, 1 in the back of the neck, 1 on each arm. Longevity and projection is fair but not great for this batch. And again, I have to keep saying this batch because not only will your mileage may vary with this one, but your means of transportation will vary as well. That's how different it is from bottle to bottle. So I really can't tell you how many sprays are enough. I'm giving my batch number a 5 out of 10. I can't say this is a bad fragrance. It smells pretty good, but if you were to pay the $300 that Creed asked you for the money, you don't know what you're going to get. You could get for that same $300 a 50 milliliter Frederick Miles consistent Vetiver Extraordinaire, a 100 milliliter bottle of Ancre Noir, and a 100 milliliter bottle of Artisan Perfumer fragrance for that same price. And $300 is a lot of money to spend on fragrance. So you really can't do that and then have to hope you get a great batch. The way to purchase Creed fragrances, it seems, is to find someone who has a killer batch and then just get on a split. But I go back to what Raj says. My life is too short and there are too many great brands out there I want to explore to hunt down exclusive batches from Creed. That's just the reality of the situation. I don't have the time. If I was some kid or teenager who saved up $350 with tax and delivery and bought a bottle of Aventus, and the pineapple note wasn't there, I would be so upset and feel so ripped off and cheated. I'm not sure what to say about this. I just really don't like the batch number. I don't think you would get your money back if you complained about the batch number. There are online questions about Creed's credibility when it comes to being a perfumer to royalty and developing fragrances for famous people and politicians, and I had no reason to really doubt them up until now. Now, maybe you want to say those rumors are drummed up by people, and there's no mention of any of this on Creed's website, but they also haven't disputed those claims. I guess I'm just disappointed because you want to love something that so many other people do and see it from their point of view, but to me, this is nothing more than a 5 out of 10 for my batch number. It's not horrible, but it's certainly not the great Aventus that I've heard about and smelled at occasion. I can only be me. That's just all I know. People may unsubscribe because they think I have a different taste from theirs now, whatever. But I don't know what to tell you. There are literally dozens, if not hundreds, of better and cheaper scents out there, including other Creed scents. Now my guard is up with this brand, and that's a shame, and something I certainly didn't want. Can Creed redeem themselves to me with other fragrances? Only time will tell, I guess. I mean, that's really all I can say about it. Thank you for watching this disappointing review, I suppose, but I don't want people to spend all that money and be as upset or as disappointed as I was and think they're getting the holy grail or elixir and then get something that's subpar or less than great. You know, I really had high hopes for Aventus, and I was pretty let down. So, thank you for watching another episode of Maximilian Must Know. There will be a a shaving show coming up in the next week, probably by Wednesday or Thursday. And then next week, I'm going to be reviewing a very special limited edition fragrance that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. And that's it. This is another episode of Maximilian Must Know.
All I need is one life, one try, one breath, I'm one man. What I stand for speaks for itself. They don't understand and want to see me on top. Too egotistical, talking all that slick stuff, but my name is biblical. Wonder what my secret is. Enemies move on you only if they know. But your weaknesses I have none. Too late, I'm mad.